Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered why everything seems to shift after you hit 50? Why the things that used to drive you suddenly feel less important? Or why you were drawn to different priorities than you were in your 30s and 40s? You're not imagining it. Life genuinely feels different after 50, and there are fascinating reasons why. More importantly, understanding these changes can help you not just cope, but truly thrive in this remarkable chapter of life. The brain changes. Let's start with what's happening inside your brain, because the changes are more profound than you might think. After 50, your brain undergoes a natural reorganization. The prefrontal cortex, which has been your command center for decision-making and emotional regulation, becomes even more efficient. You're not losing your edge, you're gaining wisdom. Research shows that older adults use both hemispheres of their brain more effectively than younger people. This is called bilateral activation, and it's like having two engines running instead of one. This is why you might find yourself seeing nuance and complexity in situations where you once saw things in black and white. Your emotional regulation also improves dramatically. That hot temper you had in your 20s, the anxiety that kept you up at night in your 30s. For many people, these diminish significantly. You develop what psychologists call emotional granularity, the ability to identify and understand your feelings with greater precision. You're not becoming numb, you're becoming sophisticated. The caveat is that processing speed might slow slightly. You might need an extra moment to recall a name or find the right word. But here's the trade-off. What you lose in speed, you gain in accuracy and depth. Your brain is choosing quality over quantity. The perspective shift. Beyond biology, there's a profound psychological shift that happens around 50. You start to see time differently. In your 20s and 30s, time felt infinite. There was always tomorrow to chase that dream or fix that relationship. After 50, you become acutely aware that time is precious and finite. This isn't depressing, it's liberating. This awareness creates what researchers call socio-emotional selectivity. You become more selective about how you spend your time and who you spend it with. Those toxic relationships you tolerated, you finally feel empowered to let them go. That job that drains you, you start seriously considering alternatives. That hobby you've been putting off, you finally make time for it. You also develop what I call the authenticity imperative. The masks you wore to fit in or please others start feeling suffocating. You want to be yourself, unapologetically. This can be uncomfortable at first, especially if you've spent decades performing a version of yourself that wasn't quite true. But this authenticity is where real joy lives. Many people also experience a shift in their relationship with success and achievement. The external markers that once mattered, the title, the salary, the size of your house, become less compelling. You start measuring success by internal metrics, peace of mind, meaningful connections, personal growth, contribution to others. The physical reality. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Your body feels different. And yes, some of these changes are challenging. Energy levels might not be what they were. Recovery from exercise takes longer. Sleep can become more elusive. For women, menopause brings a cascade of hormonal changes. For men, testosterone levels gradually decline. But here's what often gets overlooked. Your body is also becoming more honest with you. That back pain after sitting all day, it's feedback. Your body is telling you it needs movement. The fatigue after eating certain foods, it's information about what nourishes you and what doesn't. Many people discover that they actually feel better in their 50s than they did in their 30s once they learn to listen to their bodies and respond appropriately. You learn that rest isn't laziness, it's recovery. You discover that you don't need to exercise like you're training for the Olympics. Consistency and sustainability matter more than intensity. The key is shifting from fighting your body to partnering with it. This means prioritizing sleep, finding movement you actually enjoy, eating in a way that gives you energy rather than following the latest diet trend, and managing stress through whatever practices work for you, whether that's meditation, time in nature, or coffee with a good friend. how to thrive. So how do you not just survive, but thrive after 50? Here are the strategies that make the biggest difference. First, embrace the learner's mindset. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're done growing. Take that class, learn that language, start that business. Your brain remains plastic and capable of growth throughout your life. In fact, learning new things is one of the best ways to maintain cognitive vitality. Second, curate your social circle intentionally. This doesn't mean becoming isolated or cutting everyone off. It means being thoughtful about your relationships. Invest deeply in the people who energize you, support you, and bring out your best self. Let go of relationships that consistently leave you feeling drained or diminished. Third, find your purpose beyond yourself. Study after study shows that people who have a sense of purpose, whether through volunteering, mentoring, creative work, or caring for others, report higher levels of life satisfaction and even live longer. What problem in the world breaks your heart? What lights you up? That's your clue. Fourth, make peace with imperfection. Perfectionism is exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling. After 50, you have enough life experience to know that perfect doesn't exist. Good enough really is good enough most of the time. This doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means being realistic and kind to yourself. Fifth, invest in experiences, not things. You've probably accumulated enough stuff by now. What you need are memories, adventures, and moments that make you feel alive. This doesn't have to mean expensive travel. It can be as simple as a weekly ritual with someone you love or exploring a new neighborhood in your own city. Finally, prioritize your health as a non-negotiable. Not because you want to live forever, but because you want to live well for as long as you're here. This means regular checkups, managing chronic conditions, staying active, eating well, and taking care of your mental health with the same seriousness you'd apply to a physical ailment. Life after 50 isn't about decline, it's about distillation. You're distilling down to what matters most. You're shedding the unnecessary and embracing the essential. You have knowledge earned through experience, emotional stability earned through challenges, and clarity earned through time. Yes, there are losses. There are things you can't do as easily or at all anymore. But there are also gains that only come with age, wisdom, perspective, self-knowledge, and the freedom to finally be yourself. The generations coming up behind you need what you have. They need your experience, your mentorship, your example of how to live with authenticity and purpose. And you need continued growth, challenge, and contribution to feel fully alive. So if life feels different after 50, celebrate it. You've earned every year, every wrinkle, every gray hair, and every piece of hard-won wisdom. The question isn't whether life changes after 50. The question is, how will you use this remarkable stage of life to become the fullest version of yourself? The answer is entirely up to you. And that might be the most exciting part of all. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-based health content. Share your experience in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.